Oh, I tried Polyphasic sleep. So a bit ago, I was listening to a certain podcast where one of the people mentioned a certain method of sleep, and to their defense, they clearly said, don't do it. And to be fair, I listened for a while, until curiosity got the better of me. See, lately my sleep schedule has been royally fucked, because my semester ended, and if I'm not forced into a proper schedule, I lose control over every aspect of my life. And honestly, what's the worst that could happen? So polyphasic sleep is basically something people who want to have more time do, instead of getting all your rest in one big chunk like a normal person should. You break it into 20 to 30 minute naps throughout the day. So by breaking my sleep cycle into smaller bits, I should be able to maximize the hours I spend awake. I will be honest, I didn't do much research on the subject, mostly because I didn't want it to affect my experience. I thought if I did research, I would expect a certain outcome. So basically, I just researched enough to make sure my latest experiment didn't affect me long term. On the little research I did do, I found information on an architect that was able to function for 2 years by sleeping only 2 hours a day. He named it the Dymaxion schedule to fit with his Dymaxion brand. I don't know. He's very obsessed with that word. Basically, this involves taking 4 30-minute naps every 6 hours for a total of 2 hours sleep per day. To sum it up, he believed sleep was a waste of time, and I guess he was just really passionate about his job. Voni, I imagine you took advantage of this experiment and used it productively, right? No, my semester was over. I can pull a few all-nighters in a row due to college, but I have to have something in the background, otherwise I get paranoid. So the first day wasn't so bad. I finished all my exams, so I wasn't worried about being tired all day or how it would affect my performance. The second day was pretty much the same. And honestly, I guess some sleep was better than no sleep. I'm gonna try to keep a record of at least once a day recording how this shit goes. I just woke up from the first 2-hour nap. Maybe it's because it's the first one, but I feel completely fine. So, it's day 1 and I'm already screwing up. I wasn't supposed to take a 2-hour nap. I was supposed to take 4 30-minute naps so that it would total 2 hours. But you know what? I'm just gonna take 2 more 30-minute naps, so that'll at least be 3 hours. And we're gonna start, from here on out, I'm sticking to it. So I mentioned in one of my past videos that I often experience sleep paralysis. So I was worried that it would happen during one of the sleeping sessions, since extreme tiredness can be a trigger for it. But I mean, so far everything was fine. I did start having some audible hallucinations. I would very much in the distance hear my mom calling me every once in a while. But it wasn't anything to the point where I'm freaking out because I'm hearing voices. I'm having doubts now. It's day 3. I didn't record anything yesterday because I was tired. And I didn't get around to it. Honestly, I just spent most of the time doing nothing and watching movies. Yeah, I spent a good amount of time doing nothing but mindlessly scroll through social media. So, my eyes are burning. I'm not doing too great. I'm seeing things out of the corner of my eye. I'm not gonna get into, it's paranormal. It makes you see things, because that's probably not what's going on. However, we're already in too deep, so I'm gonna keep going. Although I'm probably gonna do this for a week at most. I don't think I can do it for too long. It's not healthy. What finally made me call it quits was my first sleep paralysis experience where I could actually hear shit. Honestly, I wasn't even planning on falling asleep. I just put my earphones in to listen to music and decided to close my eyes for a little bit. I mean, it would be fine as long as I didn't fall asleep, right? So, my eyes open and I'm face to face with this shadow thing. It looks kind of like those clumps of spiders I've seen people post about. As soon as a comparison was in my mind, that's exactly what it was. The shadow was dropping these things that felt like spiders walking all over me, And then I started to feel them crawling in my nose, my ears, and I was listening to them walk around in the inside of my head. All of this while there were whispers around me. This was pretty much the first time I had experienced hearing anything. And honestly, I hope to never experience this again. Just hearing something while there's another thing staring at you is really scary. When I woke up for real, the light was on, because I left it on, and everything was fine, but I was done. No way in hell I was going back to sleep at that point. Honestly, that was the worst case of sleep paralysis I experienced, and I was only able to get in like a total of 6 days with this experiment. I'll be completely honest, the only reason I was probably able to even come close to 6 days was because I was going a little over 2 hours. I didn't follow the experiment to a T, but even then, the amount of sleep I was getting was extremely unhealthy, especially because I went to the extreme option. I'm sure people could do this in a safer way and not go straight to 2 hours of sleep per day the way I did. I mean, if you want to do it, do some actual research and don't just wing it like I did.